Let's start by taking a closer look at the HTML and CSS structure behind our infographic. We have three main files making up our markup in CSS: the index.html, base CSS, and styles CSS files. I'll go through our HTML first. At the very top of the file, we have a couple of lines here to include typekit, which I mentioned in the last tutorial is optional. Continuing down to our HTML structure, we have one div that's containing our entire infographic. Then we have a header section holding our title and our coffee cup animation. Then further down from that, we have our navigation where we select which drink we'd like to look at. And then below that, we have a profile for each drink, listing the espresso, milk, and other contents of each drink. And then at the very bottom of our HTML file, we include both a reference to jQuery and the JavaScript file we'll be writing later. Moving to our CSS files, our base CSS file contains the basic typographic structure and a few zeroing out and resettings that I'm using just to start off at a good base for our infographic. We won't be working with this file much, as most of the work we'll be doing is in the styles.css. But feel free to poke around if you're curious what I have in here. Moving to our styles.css, this is where the bulk of the CSS we'll actually be working with is. At the very top, we have an import line importing our base.css. And then right below that, I have a little comment with all my colors that I'll be using. I like to keep those handy. Then our styles.css file is sectioned out mostly by the section on the infographic. For example, we have all our styles for our header right here at the top, then further down the styles for our nav, then the styles for our drink profiles, and so on. We'll mostly be dealing with the header section, the profile section, and of course, adding an animation section. So let's take a look at that in the next tutorial.